Little Egg, New Jersey is a small, laid-back township on the Atlantic Ocean, where Eliza and Brad Rhodes relocate from the city with Brad's parents.
Brad and I and Brad's parents all moved down together. It was a new start, living on the water. It's a small shore town, so people have lived here generation after generation. We thought this was the perfect neighborhood until we met our next-door neighbors. Our neighbors are an older couple who have lived here for over 40 years.
According to Eliza, the first warning sign is when the neighbors make an unusual complaint.
They didn't like the smell of our dryer sheets because our vent faces the side of their house. So we went out and bought dryer balls because we're trying to accommodate because we're the new family in town.
And then whatever it was, they would pick out the next thing.
In the following months, the neighbors become more antisocial. So Eliza and Brad start to record them, and it only adds to the weirdness when the neighbor starts cackling at them.
She sounds like a witch.
Even though the neighbor is taking pictures of Brad and Eliza, she is annoyed that they are recording her. So one day, when Brad is in the front yard, her husband launches a verbal attack.
Head in the ground, you piece of.
You will? Is that all
Stalker! Stalker! Stalker!
What's the matter?
Stalker! That's you!
You're crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy. Then what are you doing with the phone? Get the phone out of here.
So now you hit.
Yeah, I hit you piece.
When it became physical, it took it to a whole other level. Once that line was crossed, we were afraid. We didn't know where the next step was gonna go.
But what happens next is worse than Eliza and Brad could ever imagine. Eliza Rhodes is shocked that her neighbors have gone online, discovered she has a criminal record from years ago for buying and possessing drugs, and are using this information to harass her.
I was a heroin addict, and I did whatever I had to do to get the next one. And then got sober, met Brad, got sober.
Felons.
Eliza has now been drug and alcohol-free for 8 years.
You're felons. You're felons.
And works to help others in recovery, so she finds her neighbors' taunts tough to take.
You're felons.
I feel very judged, actually tearing up. It was actually really hard to hear every single day all of these horrific things I had done while in my addiction.
And the insults only get worse.
You made me sick to look at you. When I see you, I want to throw the up.
This is what the neighborhood has to put up with.
It would be daily. They would yell constantly.
Are you drunk? Are you high?
Shut up.
You. Yeah. Pig. Look at that. Pushkin face. Incestuous.
Eliza and Brad report their neighbors to the police.
Just give me your driver's license number. I will issue your stuff.
But the neighbors also call the cops with wild claims of their own that are untrue.
We got investigated for running a meth house,
Elder abuse. Yeah.
holding someone hostage in the house. And literally, the cops were on this street every single day.
But just as Eliza and Brad are in the process of taking the neighbors to court, suddenly everything changes. After 3.5 difficult years,
You're a stupid.
they get the welcome news that their neighbors
You deserve to be in
You
the
almost hit me.
are relocating to a different state. They don't know why, but they're just happy that they're gone.
Since our neighbors have moved, Brad and I will go out back and sit in the hammock at night and look at the stars, and we couldn't do that before. Couldn't enjoy the yard. Couldn't enjoy the water. Today we can.
If you're stupid, you belong in a nursing home. Because you got dementia.
If I could say anything to my neighbors, I would say, 1, you reap what you sow. 2, karma. The third thing I would say is, we didn't give up as a family, and we won.